Yo, man. So, things are still going crazy on social media as people are reacting to the FS1's Fox Sports lawsuit that has some wild allegations against Skip Bayless and Joy Taylor. Long story short, if you see my coverage on that video, they saying Skip Bayless tried to pay $1.5 million to go ahead and get some wop from a hairdresser. And also the hairdresser alleges that Joy Taylor slept her way to the top. And when advances were made towards the hairdresser and she told Joy told her, man, you need to get over it. Because I got my job because of them and you got your job because of me. So we both will lose our job if we go ahead and call out this person for making an advance on you. So people are responding to that and still making jokes about it. And this joke right here went viral and it caught the attention of Jemele Hill. So the homie way more fly than you. He put nobody wanted to fuck Jemele Hill, huh? But Antonio Brown does what he always does and he stole the tweet. He stole the tweet. So then that got to Jemele Hill's desk and she responded saying this right here. Saying, well, I wouldn't know anything about being community, but you do. Please share with the class what it's like to be passed around since you have so much experience. AB just simply responds, really good comeback, Jemele. And his partner in crime, Le'Veon Bell, laughs at him and says, she snapped. What else you can do, bro? Ain't no point in going back and forth with a lady on a shit like that. It is what it is. If she wasn't getting passed around, she wasn't getting passed around. Hey, yeah. Okay, so to further the story, Patrick Beverly speaking on the whole situation. He says it's crazy how media can speak any type of way about players and anybody else, but when one of their own gets accused of sexual harassment, everybody now wants to be quiet. Stay solid, report on comment news like y'all do on everybody else. Love, gang. Patrick Beverly Pod. Okay, so the only people I'm seeing that are media personalities that are speaking about the situation are all former Fox Sports hosts. And that is Marcellus Wiley, Jason Whitlock, and Shannon Sharpe. Now, Shannon Sharpe is speaking because he was mentioned by Jason Whitlock saying that he may have something to do with the whole situation on his social media. But first, before we get into that, Jason Whitlock, this boy wilding out, boy. You could definitely tell he wanted some parts.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack, like, Jay, keep your distance. I know.
This man trying to tell us he had to stop himself from getting close to her because he knew what he was capable of. All I say is, my boy, once you get up behind that desk, make sure you have something covering your slab. Because it sounded like you was growing as you was speaking, my guy. God damn, that nigga got extra descriptive. He sounded like he was describing Sunday dinner. Shit, boy. I don't know if it was safe in there for you, Joy. Around this nigga, I don't know if it was safe. Nigga post this under his tweet.
And like I said, and going back to Whitlock, I don't think he can comment on anything but snacks.
Now,
wow. Oh, LeVar Ball, classic. All right, so let's get into what Jason Whitlock had to say about Shannon Sharpe.
In the 42 pages, it don't mention nothing about Shannon Sharpe did anything, but y'all want to get clicks, so y'all mention me.
Right. Yep, ain't got nothing to do with us.
He's talking about me. And he's talking about me and he's upset with me for saying that Shannon Sharpe is behind this. And the reason why I believe Shannon Sharpe is behind this is because Nusheen airs a lot of people out in this, obviously. Joy Taylor, Charlie Dixon, Skip Bayless. And the reality is, from what I experienced my 4 or 5 years there is no one that was involved in more suspicious, eye-raising flirtation with makeup, wardrobe than Shannon Sharpe.
Oh, nah. Don't come on here and do that shit, bro. Nah, don't come on here and do that shit, bro. Nah, what type of dirty ass games you playing, my guy? What the hell? What the hell?
The problem Shannon Sharpe had at CBS and all this other stuff, it's just amazing that Shannon Sharpe nowhere mentioned in this, but the two biggest people that he wants eliminated, damaged at FS1, they're assassinated in this. And so when a crime happens, you ask who benefits and who has motive.
I'm just thinking, like, this goes against a lot of codes right now. You don't say shit like that. If you seen people just flirting or just him having some cool conversation with some ladies, and you can see the charisma when he talking and it's a smooth, he just smooth talking, it's cool. That sound like some jealous ass shit. If you sitting, you know, just mean mugging, watching a nigga having a conversation, like, I don't like that. I don't like that shit. That's how I feel. Like the nigga all for goddamn, what's the movie? Belly, my boy. Like, come on, nah. I don't like that. I don't like that.
And this isn't me saying that Shannon Sharpe pulled Nusheen in and said, hey, baby girl, this is what we gonna do. This is me saying that Shannon Sharpe and Nusheen were friendly. Shannon Sharpe probably gave Nusheen a shoulder to cry on. And when she put together this lawsuit, I think Shannon Sharpe was aware and made sure that he could go on air and say what he just said. Shannon Sharpe ain't nowhere near in that. He had nothing to do with any of this. And I'm, by hat tipping Shannon Sharpe, I am not disparaging him. And I say that in all sincerity.
Okay.
I'm saying that in this corrupt television environment with all this phoniness and phony people and all of this sexual immorality built into the system and all of this leveraging of people for opportunities, Shannon Sharpe played the game the way the game should be played.
You just wish you would have did it though.
There was a piece. Nusheen is basically a piece on the chessboard. Let's call her a pawn, and I don't say that disparagingly. But he caught wind of like, hey, there's a piece on the chessboard that could be moved in a direction that benefits me.
But you talking out of both sides of your mouth at the same time, bro. It's like you saying that Shannon knew it was possibly coming and just reviewed it with her to get an idea how he was going to be mentioned so he will be able to benefit from it while he speaks publicly on the situation. But that's not the same thing as him being behind it. It's not the same thing.
Take advantage of that. The same way his position is, Skip Bayless had pieces on the chessboard that he thought could move in a way that benefited Skip Bayless and eliminated Shannon Sharpe. So you will hear me and think, and Shannon Sharpe may think, that I'm attacking Shannon Sharpe. I'm not attacking Shannon Sharpe. I'm hat tipping the man for that's how you play the game. And I say that in all sincerity. You had a problem with Charlie Dixon and Skip Bayless. You caught wind of an opportunity to help someone help you inadvertently, and you did that. And the other clue in here, if you read the 42 pages, there was just this mysterious comment out of nowhere, and people will hear this, and this is me I'm totally committed to the audience. I'm not doing what's in my best interest. I'm here to tell you, the audience,
Okay, what you got?
what I think is going on, and damn the consequences to myself. And so I'm not trying to take a pot shot here at Colin Cowherd, but there's a sentence in these 42-page documents where it's just written in there for no reason that Colin Cowherd was nothing but nice and professional to me. Like, where did this sentence come from? What did this have to do with anything? There's not a single sentence anywhere in this 42 where she says, and so. I mean, Nusheen, you knew me. You could. There was not a sentence, hey, and Jason Whitlock or Marcellus Wiley or anybody else. They never did anything. They were totally professional with me. There were other people there that were totally professional with you, but it was intentionally written in this 42-page deal that Colin Cowherd was nothing but professional with you. And so I read that and I go, well, who's Colin Cowherd in business with at the volume? Shannon Sharpe. And so Shannon Sharpe, there's nothing negative in there, and that guy had a lot going on at FS1, and then Colin Cowherd, he's completely exonerated. Who would ask for these things? Because again, I don't think the lawyer.
I just hate that he keeps saying that you had a lot going on at your job, bruh. Have you ever been? Okay. I know all dudes don't just get women like that. Okay, I know all dudes don't just get women like that. But if you have, you know how it is to be at your job and just exist. You don't have to do much. You just don't have to be an asshole. And you're going to get attention from women. They're going to throw themselves at you. They're going to just open up to you, have conversation with you. And you just in the middle of just hearing this shit and you just being a charismatic dude, you're going to just talk to them and just vibe and kill time. It just happens. Now, imagine someone on the outside looking into that shit and is speaking in this context like you had a lot going on over there. That man was probably just existing. Now, he do be talking wild on the show, but it's not cool to try to make a correlation without any evidence at all. I can't do that, bruh. Like Jason, bruh. This is a great story. Amazing narrative that you're pushing. Great entertainment. I love what you're doing as far as that. But just the little things you're saying is like, dog, I could understand Shannon's perspective. Like, bro, stop trying to throw me under the bus for the sake of your story, your narrative. Like, I'm the person that you're low-key accusing of really doing these things, but only because the girl liked me more, I'm not thrown into this shit. It's like, damn, bro, chill.
I said, hey, we better make sure we exonerate Colin Cowherd. We better make sure we say nothing, because no one cracked more jokes. No one said anything more potentially flirtatious or sexual inside that building for the 4 or 5 years I was there than Shannon Sharpe. And I'm not saying that to say Shannon Sharpe's got a sense of humor. And he cracked a lot of jokes with those women. A lot of them that if they had any animus towards him, they could spill out as like, or frame as like, oh man, that was really sexist. That was really damaging. That was really terrible.
That's their story to tell, bro. Unless you going to HR and making the complaint, or you pulling him to the side and checking him, unless you're doing those two things, don't come and tell us for the sake of content now. If you ain't do those two things, I ain't trying to hear this. I ain't trying to hear what you got to say, bro.
But not a negative word about Shannon Sharpe. And Colin Cowherd, the only sentence in there about him, Colin Cowherd was a great man. He walked on water. Cowherd, Sharpe, business partners at the Valiant. My understanding, again, this is me. I'm not trying to pick a fight with Colin Cowherd. I like and respect Colin Cowherd. I know he keeps his distance from me, and you know, I don't blame him. You know, I'm way too honest for all the money he wants to make. I get it. But my understanding is Cowherd's in a really, really tough contract negotiation. He's about to get really, really paid by Fox and or ESPN. And he's frustrated with Charlie Dixon.
Excuse me.
And has been, you know, Cowherd's a guy that's very loyal to Jamie Horowitz, who was briefly mentioned, but not in a real way in this lawsuit. Jamie Horowitz is the person that hired Charlie Dixon. Charlie Dixon was the number 2 to Jamie Horowitz, and Jamie Horowitz was someone who got fired for sexual harassment over something that I'm very intimately aware of. And it's why I'm sitting here saying, like, hey, when there's a piece on the chessboard that reveals itself as like, oh, this can be positioned in a way that benefits you. I've been in that position. And this is why I'm hat tipping Shannon Sharpe. Because I didn't like Jamie Horowitz. We did not get along. He has a mentality towards a black person like me, that until I dropped to my knees and kissed his butt, he had no interest in helping me. He had no interest in allowing me to do what I do. So I didn't like Jamie Horowitz. And when there was a piece on that chessboard that came to me crying on my shoulder about problems they were having with Jamie Horowitz, I let him cry on my shoulder. Hey, I'll support you. Whatever it is you want to do. And I didn't tell him what to do, but I certainly let him cry on my shoulder. To eventually air out their problems.
Okay, it's just the way that he's framing things is much more salacious than what he said actually happened. He's basically saying that Shannon Sharpe making sure he had a great friendship with the young lady while hearing the things that Skip and the other people were doing to her probably empowered her to feel comfortable to tell her story because she knows she has support from Skip's counterpart. You feel me? If Skip's counterpart, his co-host, was someone who heard the stories and shamed her for it, like, nah, you ain't gonna do Skip like that, I ain't trying to hear that shit, then she probably wouldn't have felt as comfortable and confident to eventually come out and tell the truth, her truth about Skip Bayless, or make the allegations or accusations on Skip Bayless. Maybe that's how he's framing it, but saying that they're behind it, the chessboard shit, it sounds salacious, but I understand content. I know what he's doing. It is what it is. Now, I'm gonna tap in with Marcellus Wiley and see what he got to say. My dog out there crying, man. Big ass Kanye Costa be crying like little ass girls. Like, oh my gosh. He just recently been out. I got to go out again, but I'm gonna take him out in a second. We're gonna finish this video up.
Why is that important? Well, if you're sleeping with the guy who allegedly runs everything,
Talking about Joy Teller.
sooner or later, no matter how fast you are, you're gonna be running something. Okay, so it also accuses her and speaks of she was married and then divorced because the ex-husband found out about her and Charlie. It also talks about how she was engaged to Earl Watson, right? Basketball player. And that was called off, excuse me, very much.
I didn't know it was Earl
because
Watson.
he found out and got receipts of the relationship as well.
Not only a basketball player, he has been a head coach of a couple teams.
Sounds like a deposition in the making of two individuals. Boy, I don't see either one of them telling any lies. So, won't be hard to find out the truth of that one. Okay. Also says she slept with Emmanuel Acho in hopes and efforts to get a show with him. Well, the most damning part about that is that actually happened. They got a show together. Coincidence? Or causality? And then she intimidated Nushin and dangled her job in jeopardy as well. Okay, let's say. It alleges a lot right there. That is damning if you Joy Taylor.
Now, once again, the reason why we're watching this is because these are people that work with them. These are people that all work with these people. And he was originally on the show Speak for Yourself that eventually Joy and Acho started to be on, you know?
Already you could just check online, forever framed as this, because this whole generation of media talents and the infusion of women as the host. We used to have a man, and a woman, and she had to be pretty, and she had to look a certain way, etc. She the blonde or the beautiful lady, and she's not adding much to the show. Remember that whole narrative, which is real to some degree, just got realer. Just became such a real narrative that you look at everything with a different context, different hosts, different shows in this respect. What can they prove? Well, talking to Earl and talking to ex-husband, the wealth manager guy, former baseball player too, I hear. It can get real. You can prove this, especially if you have all these other witnesses who say and says that they know as well. Reason I can't go there is because one, I wasn't in the bedroom with any of them, and two, listen to me, I never heard that Charlie Dixon and Joy Taylor were sleeping together. But upon hearing that, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it makes a lot of things make sense. It unlocks a lot for me. Sleeping with Emmanuel Acho, I've heard that before, multiple times.
Hell no.
Recent as a week or two ago.
Damn.
Part of the reason it was suggested that they do a show together was because of these allegations in the lawsuit that they were sleeping together, conspiring to get that to go. Conspiring with Charlie, conspiring with Emmanuel Acho. Let's make this work.
Wow.
What is crazier is how they split apart, do different shows. You can say, well, Skip is fired, which is a part of this lawsuit as well. I mean, this is crazy. That's why I say I'm going to systematically break this thing down. They split apart different shows. Why did they go on different shows, they say? Relationship went sour. So, the Acho, the Joy Taylor, I've heard before. And like me, you know, I protect the guilty. I'm never going to be the first to the party. I'm never going to be the first to the party. But to speak the truth and not to put somebody in no bad light, I will have to do that. I am compelled to do that. And you can call me what you want. You can call me anything but a liar.
Hell nah. So that's what he's saying. He haven't heard about the Charlie guy, but he has heard about Emmanuel Acho and her. And that's that right there now. Y'all let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.